So sometimes plans don't go exactly as planned, and this is one of those days. But Kurt, that's going to talk to you in a second, has no idea. So let's hear what he has to say. Today, the pens should be completely finished. I have to finish cutting the grips. I have to op to some of the thumb studs I haven't quite finished off yet, but that's it. That's done. And then we can start making them pretty, anodize them, and get them shipped out. So let's get into it. So the problem I encountered today is in all my systems, it says I have X amount of pens that I have to produce, but my physical count does not match what I have in every other system. I have like 9 different ways that I track how many pens I have to produce per batch, and for some reason I missed one on this batch. So what this means is I have to bring a pen from basically raw stock all the way up to a grip ready state. So that means sizing this stock, turning the OD to the size I want, then drilling out the inside of the pen, then threading all the ends, and then going through the reaming stage, and then going through the bolt slotting stage, and then going into the grip cutting stage. That's not so bad when you're doing a batch, and honestly batch building isn't the best way. I'm trying to move away from it, which is why I'm making the setup or the changeover between parts faster, like trying to find the best way to set up my order of operations. So I'm changing the minimal amount of things. So if something like this were to happen, or ideally, if I build in smaller batches, the changeovers are quicker. And I have to say, this setup of running, these few extras that I'm running, not so terrible. Like I've made enough changes that it's not detrimental. Like it's still nowhere near the point where I can build, 1 or 2 of these from start to finish and be efficient. My changeover times are still way too slow, especially reaming. The changeover for reaming just takes ages. It doesn't take ages. It takes like 5 minutes, but like I feel like I reap that time a lot better over more pens than just like 1 or 2. So anyways, it's a work in progress, but it's better. So that's always a nice thing. Now with those extra bodies up and back to the stage of grip cutting, I double check the alignment of the 4th axis before running the rest of the batch through here because, well, I don't want to machine a bunch of bad grips. That would be troublesome. So just a quick rough check with the Heimer shows that I'm more than accurate enough here for the grips, and we go ahead and cut them. This isn't the fastest way to do it with this V-point cutter. I would like to come in from the side and use a like a chamfer mill or a thread mill, just a little bit higher SFM. But if I use this tool, I can also cut the rings around the body. And I honestly don't care how long this operation takes because as it's doing this, I'm finishing pens, I'm cleaning pens, I'm anodizing, I'm doing different things. So if it takes 5 minutes, great. If it takes 20 minutes, great. Like I don't really care. I have so much time where the mill spends its time not running that cycle time on this particular operation I don't care about. And there's no tool changes, so it can just set it and forget it. And this is basically what the pens look like before they go into final finishing. I did a rough finish on the body just because it's clamped in the 4th again, so it's going to leave the collet. It's going to leave some super minor marks. So it's no sense doing a high quality finish on it when I know it's going to, it has a potential to get marred up. But yeah, now we can clean it and do the final finishing. I know everything fits up well. It's been test assembled. It's been test cycled. Everything is playing nice with it. The bolt action here, or the bolt slider, is still polished. These are the two finishes they look like. So off machine is the bottom one, and then once it's finished is the top. And I microblast them, and I found microblasting the sliders, oddly enough, makes them cycle smoother. I think it's just because it can hold a little bit of like Teflon, and I think there's technically less surface area touching the inside of the pen because it's like micro-peened. Like I'll zoom in here and you'll see it's like, it's not your typical blasting. It's a really fine finish. The best I can describe it is like a nice stonewash finish, and I find it works really well with the sliders, and it keeps them from showing wear as quickly as if they were a high polish. There's still some gunk in the threads from polishing, just basically some like abrasive dust, but they'll get a good nice cleaning in the ultrasonic, and then they'll be ready to put together. The pen tips I'm really happy with now. They just come off the machine looking so nice. I spent some extra time putting little chamfers in and just a bunch of things that make life easier. They're still going to get finished because they still have, some minor lines from machining. But yeah, very pleased with this kind of part. But this is the part that the lathe was designed to produce. Anyways, my voice is going to give out. I'll see you guys next time. Take care. Bye-bye.